Hi guys, welcome back. So we've got Australia versus Argentina. The teams are out. Both sides will want to improve. I mean, if one loses, it's probably not the end of the world as long as they improve. For Australia, they had two poor halves against South Africa. We didn't see any of that exciting phase play that I know Australia for, when they get going, like against England. I always think, oh man, they're going to score here. Cooper didn't create the magic. They couldn't get it going. So we want to see some attacking phase play. Obviously, the forwards need parity first. It looks a slightly stronger pack. Certainly some big calls there. For Argentina, well, they had one really good half, the second half against New Zealand, where the big forwards busted holes. They offloaded, although the backs didn't really get it going. So they need to put all of that together from the start. So both sides will want to start a lot faster than they did last game. But anyway, let's have a look at the team. It's the same front row for Australia. Slipper the captain, Porecki and Alatoa. That is their strongest front row, I think. I don't think they can really change it too much. Maybe Tupou, you could argue, at tight head, but he's a really good impact player. Now, we don't see Tupou here. Let me know if he's injured or not. I didn't think he was, but he's not appearing there. They'll want to go a lot better. If they struggle against Argentina, then there's problems because Argentina haven't been the best in the scrum. They've made some changes up front as well. So that's going to be a big statement in the front row. In the second row, Australia last week couldn't really get ascendancy, so they've just gone a bit bigger. With Richie Arnold getting his first start alongside Will Skelton, it's absolutely massive. They really will want to get some front foot ball. The Argentinian second row are pretty beefy as well. Maybe beefed up the blindside even a little bit with Holloway there. That blindside spot is up for grabs. Now, Hooper's injured himself training. He probably would have started, but McWright has to be close. He's kind of like a younger Hooper in a way. If McWright grabs this chance, and really has a great game, he could take that starting spot away from Hooper, especially with the new coach, Eddie Jones. No one's set in their place. He is captain, but he's also co-captain, which makes him a little bit more droppable. Valentini worked really hard actually against South Africa, was one of the better ball carriers, although didn't make the impact he normally makes. So that rounds out the pack. They'll want to go a lot better. Same halfbacks in White and Cooper. They are their experienced starters. Hopefully we'll see a bit more of Gordon because obviously he came on, looks exciting, but it was at the end of the game, which breaks up a bit more. So if Gordon gets a bit more time, could he put pressure on Cooper? That'll be interesting. Outside Cooper, though, he gets Karevi starting. If Karevi can play himself into form, that's huge for Australia. So get him through a game without an injury. I think that'll help whatever he does. Iki Tau outside, of course. Corambetti, the bullet winger, on one side. Now, on the other wing, it was a little bit predictable that Vunivalu was going to drop out because he had such a shocker. The big man, now Akwana comes in on the right wing. I mean, he is a freak, certainly physically. He can scare oppositions with his height, his rangy pace. And right at fullback, he was really good, one of Australia's bright spots last week. Changes in the replacement props. And then Phillip is back after a long knee injury rehab. He'll be keen to make a point. In fact, he's gone into the press saying he's really keen to make a point. So a bit of a change in the second rows and replacement second rows. Leota, who's kind of the perennial sub. And then really interesting, we have Akemini, who has been called a utility player by Eddie Jones. So how is he going to be used? Is he going to be used as a flanker, as that is his trade, or is he going to be used on the wing or somewhere a little bit different? So that's going to be fascinating. Will we actually get this utility player that Eddie Jones has been talking about? McDermott covering 9 and then Gordon covering 10. Like I said, I think we'll see a few more minutes in Gordon. Argentina, they had a game of two halves for sure. They make 4 changes. One of them is that magic man from their 7 squad, Isgro. He's in on one wing. And when you've got Mateo Carreras on the other wing, that is absolutely electric. They get the ball in space or any sort of space. They're going to be absolutely terrifying to defend against. So hopefully Argentina can start to use those a bit better. The underwhelming Moroni gets benched. Cancelliari gets cancelled. Bruni is a bit unlucky, I think. The big number 8, I thought he carried really well in that second half. But he gets dropped to the bench as Checo rejigs that back row with Gonzalez moving to 8 and Gondona taking up the open side. De La Fuente, who impressed me last year in the centres, he's in to the inside centre slot. I think that should improve the midfield. So can they start fast? Can they make an impact? It's going to be both sides desperate to have a really good first half and set up the game. Winning is kind of important, but I think it's more performance that's important. Let me know what you think of those teams, all the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.